Are you ready for English time? Coordinación de Idiomas presents Diagrams. Look at these examples. This is a regular diagram. We also have bar graphs, cycle diagrams, Venn diagrams, and more. Cool! Diagrams simplify learning. Really? Of course! Watch this. Look, this is a text. It says, the different parts of a plant have different functions. The roots of a plant take up water and nutrients from the soil. The roots also keep the plant steady and upright in the soil. The stem carries water and nutrients to different parts of the plant. The leaves use light from the sun along with carbon dioxide from the air and water to make food for the plant. This process is called photosynthesis. Some plants have flowers. These are involved in reproduction and produce seeds from which new plants grow. So this is the explanation with no diagram. Now, let's watch an explanation with a diagram. This is a regular diagram that shows the parts of a plant: flower, leaves, stem, and root. And the explanation is very simple. A diagram is a simplified drawing. It shows appearance, structure, or how things work. It shows arrangement and relations. A continuación verás diferentes tipos de diagramas y estoy segura que estos diagramas te facilitan el entendimiento, tanto que recordarás haber visto algunos de estos en tus libros de texto. Pon atención. Use the regular diagram to show appearance. Use the bar graph to compare measures. Use the Venn diagram to compare differences or similarities. And use the cycle diagram to show a cycle. Was it clear? Let's see. Look at the following picture and tell me the name of the diagram. Ready? Correct, it's a regular diagram. Now look at the next picture and tell me what's the name of that diagram. Now look at the next picture and tell me what's the name of that diagram. Now look at the next picture and tell me what's the name of that diagram. Now look at the next picture and tell me what's the name of that diagram. Use the regular diagram to show appearance. Use the bar graph to compare measures. Use the Venn diagram to compare differences or similarities. And use the cycle diagram to show a cycle. For the activity 1, you will need this material, notebook and pencil. You will make a regular diagram using the parts of the head: eyes, ears, mouth, nose, hair, neck. Look at the following example. You can use this diagram to send it to your teacher. Next week, we will see more regular diagrams, but now we will change to a different diagram. It is called bar graph. Pay attention to the following video.
Hello, welcome back. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a look at a worksheet, and the name of our worksheet is called Jane's Pencil Case. And we've got Jane here, and here's her pencil case that she keeps all of her things in. What we're going to do is we're going to first look at the directions. The directions say, look at the bar graph of things in Jane's pencil case and answer the questions. Check the right answers. So this is a bar graph. A bar graph is a graph that represents information. So let's look at both sides of this graph here. The first side has some numbers, starting 1, going all the way up to 7. This side down here has different categories, and the categories are pens, pencils, erasers, and rulers. So these are the things that are in Jane's pencil case, and these bars go up to different numbers, like pens goes up to 6, pencils go all the way up to 7. So each one of these represents a different number, and that tells us how many things are in her case. So let's look at the questions here, and let's answer our questions. Number 1 says, how many pens are there in the pencil case? So let's go to our graph. The question is asking, and I'm actually going to circle this. Sometimes I like to do this. I like to circle so I know exactly what I'm looking for. So how many pens are there in the pencil case? So we're going to go up in our graph and we're going to find pens, and that's this first one right here. And we're going to count how many there are in her pencil case. Our bar graph shows us that it goes all the way up here. So let's count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes all the way up right here to 6. So there are 6 pens in her pencil case. So we're going to check the correct answer right here. So I'm going to put a check next to the number 6. Okay. Number 2 says, how many erasers are there? I'm going to underline that, and then I'm going to go up and find erasers. I've got pens, pencils, erasers. There it is. So there's erasers. How many erasers are there? Well, let's look. It goes all the way up to here. We don't even have to count them. We're going to go all the way across, and we're going to measure. Where does that go to? It goes to the number 3, right? So we've got 3 erasers. So I'm going to put a check right here next to the number 3. Okay, the next one says, how many pencils are there in the case? I'm going to underline that. How many pencils? Let's go up. Let's find our pencils. Pens, pencils, there it is. So it says how many pencils are in the case. And we're not going to count them. We're just going to look at our bar graph. Where does the top of this bar go up to? It goes all the way up to the number 7, right? So that's our correct answer. So we're going to come down here. We've got 10, 9, there it is, 7 right here. Okay. How many pens and pencils are there together? Now this one's kind of tricky because we're looking for pens and we're looking for pencils. And then when it says how many are there together, what does that mean that we need to do with those two numbers? Do we need to add them or do we need to subtract them? We need to add them, right? When you say how many are there together, the word together is kind of a clue word to let us know that we need to add. So let's write over to the side on the board here, how many pens are there? And we already found the answer, but the answer for pens is there's 6. So we're going to take 6 and then we're going to add how many pencils are there. How many pencils did we say there are? There are 7, right? So we're going to add these together. Now, if you already know how to add them, you already know what the answer is, or we can do something else. We can draw a picture, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to count on to 6, but I'm going to draw 7 items here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I want you to count with me. We're going to count on to 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So our answer is going to be 13. So let's come down here and find that answer. And there it is. It's the first one, isn't it? 13 all together. Okay, and then we're going to go to our last one. You're doing such a great job of reading that data in our graph and answering our questions. Number 5 says, how many things are there in all in Jane's pencil case? Okay, so what exactly is that question asking? Let's read it again. How many things are there in all in Jane's pencil case? Well, how many are there in all? What is that asking us to do? Think about it. In all of them means that we have to do what? We have to add all of these numbers of the items in her pencil case, okay? Let's just write out each one of these. So how many pens are there? I'm going to keep organized. I'm going to write pens, and then I'm going to add pens, okay? And then I'm going to add pencils. How many pencils are there? There's 7 pencils. And I want to write pencils underneath so I know that I've done that one. Pencils plus erasers. How many erasers? There are 3 erasers. I'm going to write erasers. And then plus our rulers. How many rulers are there? There's just 1 ruler, right? So we're going to add all of these numbers together, okay? So this is what we're going to do. The pens plus pencils, the 6 plus 7, we know that that is 13, right? So we're going to add on to 13. We're going to add 3 plus 4. So I'm going to write this over to the side. 13, which is our 6 plus our 7, plus 3 plus 1. Okay, and I'm going to write it this way so we can add it all up. So 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Okay, and then I'm going to take the 1 and I'm going to bring it down, which gives me this answer. This is how many things there are in all in Jane's pencil case. So what is the answer? The answer is 17. So let's find that down here and put a check next to the number 17. Great job. This is really difficult to do because there's a lot of things that you had to think about. You had to figure out how many things there were in the chart and what the chart meant, what it was talking about, and then you had to answer all of these questions. And on 4 and 5, we had to add them up and do something with that information. That was a lot of really hard work today, but you guys did an amazing job. I will see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.
Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on new videos. Find links to our apps in the comments below.
Now let's explore Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams help us compare information. So let's look at the following example. Activity 2. Classify animals according to what they eat. Carnivores, omnivores, or herbivores? Look at the example. If you like animals, you can use this Venn diagram to compare what they eat. Continue playing with your family or friends. Let's now explore cycle diagrams. When something is repeated and repeated and repeated, we use a cycle diagram to explain information. So pay attention to the following cycle diagram. Repeat after me. Butterfly life cycle. The eggs become a larva. The larva becomes a pupa. The pupa becomes a butterfly. This is the water cycle. It is always repeated. So let's review the vocabulary. 1. Condensation. 2. Precipitation. 3. Collection. 4. Evaporation. Again. 1. Condensation. 2. Condensation becomes precipitation. 3. Precipitation becomes collection. 4. Collection becomes evaporation. Then, evaporation becomes condensation. Did you understand the purpose of diagrams? A diagram is a simplified drawing that helps us understand the appearance, structure, or relation. See you later. Bye.